Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai, Mahayogi Swami Umanand Saraswati ki jai. Yes, it's been a gap again, uh, but today we are returning back to another important question in Kundalini Yoga. In order to make quick journey, progress on Kundalini Yoga, just as it is important for us to do regular meditation for minimum an hour or so, also turn to prayer sessions. Third, a behavioral pattern which has to be consciously observed, duty oriented life. But one more factor is important, and that is try and not be under the obligations of the society or the friends or people around you. Certain obligations we cannot clear. We can just pass it on. We can pass it on. And certain obligations we need to clear. Now, there are certain obligations which we cannot clear at all. For example, whatever I have gained from my Guru, it is not possible for me to clear it off or pay back for it in some form or any form. That obligation I will never be able to pay off. I will always remain obliged and I wish to remain obliged. But I need to learn to pass it on. Whatever has been given to me, I should pass it on. If I pass it on, then it will be like my service to my Guru. So that will help me to be slightly responsible towards whatever little I have gained. Then there are three types of debts which we cannot clear. One is we can clear in a typical way. Pitru Run, it is said. But yes, it is made easier for us. Once you give birth to children, it is as good as clearing Pitru Run. Guru Run, it is you have to pass on the message given to you by Guru. And Matru Run, I think Matru Run we cannot clear. So we'll just try to be good parents in that case. More than that, the rest of the people, we cannot remain under their obligations. Friends on Kundalini Yoga path, please don't be under the obligations of people around you. They may be your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your try and return and don't feel obligated. That is very essential for us. And try and clear those obligations in whichever little way you can. Because it is bound to, that is one of the discipline we need to follow if we wish to make progress on Kundalini Yoga. That's a very essential factor. I will tell you a short story here. Rather, I will come up with two incidents here, which will give us an idea how we can be free. One of the incidents takes me to remember my father. He had a very tough childhood as far as the educational period was concerned. And he was selected for a IAS exam. He had to go for an IAS, appear for an IAS exam. And there were a dress code was required for it. And of course, the clock, the watch, wristwatch, and a decent pen. And it was so strange that his teacher offered it to him. He said, you can take my pen, you can take my wristwatch, and you can take my coat. Well, since all three were needed by my father, a great historian of today, Setu Madhura, Pagdi. He took these three and went for the IAS exam. He turned out to be a gold medalist. Um, and when he came back to return these three to the teacher only said, pass it on. Don't have to return to me. You need to pass it on. And my father did. He tried to bring up three students in life, and he gave them complete education. He saw that they got their jobs and they made way ahead in their lives. Well, this is one of the way of setting yourself free from obligations which you receive. There is one more way I would like to bring in with a form of a humorous story as a story. Once a friend, he is returning back to his home and it becomes pretty dark and little stormy. So he decides to put up with one of his friends at night. They are school friends and now grown up, so they meet after a long time and they have a good time together. After the next morning, when he gets up, he's about to leave. The host friend says, I have to visit a marriage, and it is of that person you two know. Why don't you join me? So the guest friend says, well, I have just walked into your house and I'm not very much prepared to attend a marriage function as far as the dress and all is concerned. So I think I should excuse myself. He said, don't worry. We almost are of similar stature. So let me just give you my coat and my clothes and all, and you be comfortable and let's go. This guest friend almost falls for it and receives and wears his friend's clothes and goes for the function. Now, as they are going towards the function hall, they meet some people. Before they enter the hall, they meet a couple of them. The first person they meet, it is actually the friend of the host. Not the guest friend, the host friend. And he says he's my childhood friend. He introduces the guest friend and he says he's my childhood friend. He had come to me yesterday and we decided to stay put together. It was catching up with the old times. And today I insisted that he join me. And of course he felt he had no decent wear to come because he was not prepared. So I offered him, but I made him stay. And I've brought him now. And I offered him my clothes. Now, it was a slightly embarrassing situation for the guest friend. So he says, he just politely exchanges a few formalities and they move on. Again, after some time, another person is met and the story repeats. And again he says, yes, he stayed back. I decided to bring him along and I've offered him my clothes. Now, before they enter the hall, a third person comes. And as they were about to enter, one more person meets them at the entrance. And this fellow repeats the same story. Now, the guest friend takes the coat off, takes whatever is offered by the host friend, and he says, here's your coat, here's your tie. And I don't think I have to be introduced in such a pathetic way. So you continue and I shall leave. Well, friends, this is the result of obligations. So, Kundalini Yoga, in Kundalini Yoga, try and be have no obligations on you. It's one of the major things that one need to remember. try and see that you tend to pass on a greater favor to the other person, so that you are free to make your journey. Uh, the journey should not get affected. Um, this is one of the lessons which should be practiced by us. Then there is one question which is asked: what is actual meditation? What do we meditate upon? Now, this is another very important thing. There are people who are now familiar with Kundalini Yoga. Some of them are practicing meditation on chakras. Some of them are doing on mudras. Some of them are doing on pran apan. Some of them are doing in aligning these two, pran apan. And but we must remember that all that is gross. All that is gross. For example, mudras, they are physical postures, or chakras, they are not gross actually, they are energy centers. But then they expect you to concentrate on the bru, on the throat chakra, or sahasrara. Try and see that we are not concentrating on the brew point, but we are trying to concentrate on trying to bring the energy to that point. Rather, we are going to try and concentrate on, let's say, the flow of energy. I think let's try and see if it is the flow of energy we can concentrate on more than the flow of breath. Or there are a few more things which we can try and work on. We can try and concentrate on, when you close your eyes, there are various color combinations before you. You can try and see whether you can, because they are more subtle, they are with your eyes closed. So maybe that is one of the things you can concentrate on, and one color merging into the other. Or then you can also try and concentrate on the astral notes which you hear. Now these are to be traced. There's like small nad. They are kin, 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 kin. It's going on. So you can think of that. And these are various, the more subtle your subject of concentration is, the more subtle your meditation is going to be. Now, these are the 2 points I've brought to your notice. One is you have to be free from obligations when you're practicing Kundalini Yoga. And second, you need to concentrate on something which is Brahma associated, spirit related, and less of matter related. We can come to the next question on Kundalini Yoga in a day or two. This is Swami Radhikanand from Pune. Happy New Year to you all.